Super. So we're actually going to start standing up, not for very long today, and very unusually for a restorative class. But we're just going to start with a little bit of work to feel energy moving in the body before we come down into our restorative poses. So just come to stand with a gentle, soft knee, feet maybe hip distance apart, or maybe slightly wider if that's comfortable. And just start by resting your hands down by your side. And then we're going to turn the palms up. We're going to lift the fingers up on an inhale, and then as you exhale, just gently release down. And then turn the palms and inhale. And maybe you can imagine that as you inhale and draw up, you're drawing up golden light. And then turn the hands down and just let that golden light settle back down into the earth. Let's do a couple more like that. And this is really about focusing on the feeling and the energy rather than any particular way the movement should look. And then we'll change it up slightly. This time we're going to inhale, reach the arms out, and then as they exhale, they come in. Inhale out. So the arms are kind of mirroring the actions of the lungs. They're expanding and contracting. Couple more in this direction. And then we'll change it up again. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up, and then turn the palms down and draw them down to the navel. And inhale, reach up. Two more. And then just come to stand, one hand on the belly, one hand on top of it. Close your eyes. Maybe feeling the hands gently pressing out and in with the breath. Good. And then come to sit down just in a way that's comfortable. So this isn't a restorative posture, but we're just going to do a little bit of self-soothing, self-massage before we come into our first restorative posture. So I want you to start off just with the hands at the back of the neck and just gently sweep them around to the front. So the vagus nerve, the wandering nerve, which is involved with the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, is close to the skin here. So just this gentle stroking, touch, really beneficial. And then you can bring it down to the collarbones, that space just underneath the collarbones. The touch is so important for us as humans. And for those of us who are isolating and we're not getting the amount of touch we get normally, give it to yourself and then gently draw the hands down. And then just gently in a, what's that, clockwise direction, just massage your hands around your stomach. Again, the vagus nerve innervates lots of the organs, or pretty much all the organs in this abdominal cavity. A couple more rotations. And then let's just finish with just gently stroking down the arms. If you've got bare skin, feel that skin on skin contact. or otherwise just feel the gentle increased pressure of the material against your skin. And then we'll turn the arms around and go from the armpit all the way down the inner arm onto the palm. Other side. Good. And then if you're sitting, just gently smooth down the thighs. If you're sitting cross-legged, then you could do that to the calves and shins as well. Lovely. And then we'll come and set up for our first posture. So the first posture that we're going to do today is still quite got the hang of this. It's a forward-facing Shavasana. Oh, somebody's sending me a message. What are they saying? Please, can you mute everyone? Oh, yes. Sorry, guys. Let's mute everyone. Mute all. There. Everyone's on mute. Sorry about that. So yeah, forward-facing Shavasana. So for this, you want a bolster or a couple of pillow bolsters, a pillow or a rolled up blanket towards the back of your mat, and then another pillow or a rolled up blanket towards the front. And the way that we come into this, we're going to lie the torso over the bolsters. The front of the heel is going to rest on the pillow at the back. Might be better actually to do this with a rolled up blanket, because it'll give you a bit more of a roll to support the ankle. Let's just do that now. So ankles supported by the roll. Come to lie down on your bolsters. And then hands are going to rest down on the floor. I'm using a pillow to put my forehead on. So you could just rest your hands on the pillow. They could come out to the side. They could even lie down the side of the body with the palms facing up. That's quite nice. But just take your time to get set up so you feel like you can really relax into the shape. And if this, you sort of see the general idea with the setup, but if it's too high to have two bolsters or two pillows, kind of depends on bulkiness of pillows, just take your time to set up in a way that you feel comfortable. And there's that gentle pressure on the front of the body here. And then as always, just allow time to settle into the shape, into the posture. I'm going to share a reading called Ebb and Flow by somebody called Beverly Fox. At first, it's just the simplest instruction. Be here now, not at your workplace, where that endless mountain of paperwork awaits you, where there's voicemails and emails to return, where the daily grind really lives its true meaning. Not at home, where chores and adult responsibilities lie, always something to do, always some other project. Not in the past, where mistakes and failures lie in wait to torment you with reminders of where you weren't good enough, all the ways that you failed. And not in the future, where a million fears are ready to pounce and weigh you down in the incessant possibilities of ways in which life can go wrong. Just here in this safe, quiet space that you create for yourself. Everything else on hold. Nothing you have to do other than be present with yourself. be here. Then the smallest, quietest breath connecting you to your body, bringing the attention away from the busy mind where all those thoughts still swirl in that chaotic, constant vortex. Notice the body. Notice the movement. Notice all the sensations that arise. Feel, don't think. Notice, don't judge. Then the inevitable ebb and flow begins. In to the heartbeat, the creaks and the cracks, the touch, to the muscles, the joints, the bones, and deeper down to the earth supporting you, holding you up. And out to the connectedness you tap into while in this space. Part of the whole, joined with the all, not separate and lonely, but part of, and so loved. In and out. Feel, don't think, be, don't do. Her words are your guides, leading you into the spaces your conscious mind can't go. You follow the lines of your tendons, your veins, an intricate network of sensations and feelings you normally never notice, never sense. And the ways in which you react, the great teacher your body can be. It's not about comfort, it's about watching, seeing, tracking the whys and hows, draw connections that the mind can't understand, but the soul knows all too well. There are stories here. There are vitally important tales to tell and retell. There is a song that only you can sing. And for a moment, the briefest, most imperceptibly small moment, there is peace. Nothing else matters. Nowhere else, no one else. Nothing but you. Completely settled, completely present, loved and supported and held, perfect in all the impossible ways and the crevices of all of your bumps and bruises and scars. You, here, now. Breathe and be. And then the gentle reminder that you can't stay here forever. Tiny, kind movements, being as gentle to yourself as possible, with little wiggles and pushes. The mind comes back into the driver's seat with all those dutiful reminders. Life needs to be lived after all. So you come back to the thoughts and the tasks of the day. You come back to the plans and the I haves. You let go of the wonderful space in which you felt so free from all of this. But you know how to get there now. You can come back. The map is written in every cell of your body, and it's so easy to follow. You can do it without thinking. You must do it without thinking. Just follow those lines, let the body take you in, drift on the ocean of your own experience. It's really that simple. Just take the time to go, and you will go. Just create the space to be, and you will be. That same ebb and flow on a greater scale into this space and out into the real world, into the quiet and out to the chaos, learning to see the lessons of it all of those times, all of those places, all of those experiences, learning to follow the tide of your own existence without resistance, surrendering to the movement, the cycles of change, letting go, ebb and flow. From here, gently press yourself up onto all fours and maybe just gently move around. Take some cats and cows, but restorative, so super slow, super gentle. Maybe move back into a child's pose and then stretch out again. And then we will set up for our next posture. So we're going to use the same, more or less the same setup. We just might need to move it a bit. So move your two bolsters up towards the head end of your mat. And then depending on how high your bolsters are, you may want to have a blanket or even a pillow to support the head. And we're going to, it's a version of mountain brook pose. Going to sit with the lower back right next to your bolsters. And then gently lean yourself back. And as I say, you may want a pillow for your head. You want to make sure that the forehead is higher than the chin, so the head's not thrown back. And then the legs straight out in front of you today. You may like to have a rolled blanket or a pillow or a cushion under the backs of the knees. See how it feels. Gently bring yourself down. So there's a gentle arch, so a lengthening of the front body, extension through the spine. Hands, it's worth experimenting with positions. So they could just be resting down with the palms facing up. You could almost take them out at 90 degrees to the body, but I'd suggest having the forearms all the way down because that's quite strong if they're really extended, particularly if you're quite tight in the pecs. You could also just rest a hand on the belly and on the chest or onto the hip creases. But just, again, as always with our restorative postures, take your time to settle in. If there's any discomfort in the lower back, another option is to get a small roll towel or just do a small roll on your blanket and pop it in the curve. That can help if the lower back's feeling a bit tweaky. Or the other option, if the lower back's not feeling so great, is to bend the knees, take the feet to the edges of the mat and knock the knees together in constructive rest. So you're still getting the extension of the spine, the length through the front body, but there's not so much pressure on the lower back. And then let the eyes come to close. And let the breath just gently move in and out of the body, finding that ebb and flow. Allowing time for the body to settle into the shape. And allowing time for the body to progressively relax. As you stay in the shape, can you notice the sensations in the body? Track them. Not labeling, just noticing. And if the mind is feeling busy, we'll come back to one of the anchoring tools, count of the breath, or a mantra. Last few moments. In your mountain brook on this side. And then a couple of options to come out of this. You can either bend the knees, feet on the floor, and gently roll over onto one side, or you can just press the palms down, support yourself, and very slowly bring yourself up. And then just come up to a seated position, eyes downcast or closed, and just take a couple of natural breaths here before we come into our next shape. So the next shape we're going to take is frog or half frog. So we've done this before, I think possibly in the very first Zoom class. Ideally, if you've got 2 blankets, have one on either side of your mat. If you don't, it just means getting up in between sides to put the blanket in place. You may want a pillow at the front for to support the forehead. I'm going to come and lie down on the belly. Hopefully you can see from this side. And then you're going to bend the right leg. You want the knee in line with the hips, certainly no higher. Make sure that the blanket's there really to support the ankle bone and the shin. The right arm also comes out in a goalpost shape. And then the right arm lengthens down the sides of the body and have the palm facing up. The position of the head is really entirely up to you. I like to turn it the same way as my bent arm and leg. Some people prefer to have the forehead down. As long as the nose is clear, that's fine. And if you've got a lot of mobility in your neck, you might want to turn the head the opposite way, but that's pretty strong for a lot of us. I should have my blanket up so I can support my arm as well. Just want to be warm and cozy and soft under the arm and the leg that are bent, and then assume that the other arm is down on the mat. And then just soften into the shape. And we're in a restorative class, so we're not controlling the breath in any way. It's just naturally arising and releasing. And as you stay in the shape, maybe take the focus to the pelvic area and the sacrum. And can you feel a gradual softening, gradual releasing, easing out of tension? Maybe you could even visualize a warm compress, just gently resting on that sacral area, working even more to ease out any tension. Just letting whatever feelings, whatever thoughts arise, never trying to stop them, suppress them, or push them down. Just let them surface and then release. So just as we become soft with the body, we become soft with the mind as well. Got about a minute left in the frog on this side. And then very gently, I'm going to straighten out the right leg and bring the right arm down the side of the body as well. And then we'll swap over to the other side. So if you've got a blanket both sides, then you can just move straight into the other side. Otherwise, come up onto all fours, move your blanket over to the other side, and then come down and set yourself up again. And take a little bit of time. You may want a slightly different position for the leg on this side. You may not want the knee quite so high. You may feel slightly more on your side. Use any props, any padding that helps you feel supported. And then once you start to settle into the shape, get that sense of release of tension around the sacral area and around that left SI joint this time. And actually, I didn't say on the other side, but also around the shoulder blade too. There's a relationship between the shoulder and the hip. So can you feel around that left shoulder blade softness, easing of tension? Maybe check in with your breath again. maybe there's more awareness now of not just the inhale and the exhale, but that space, that pause at the top of the breath and at the bottom. That space almost where everything stills. That place that's really peaceful. We've got about another minute on this side. And then gently straighten the left leg out, bring the left arm down the side. Take a moment here. And then gently bring yourself up to all fours and then into seated position just momentarily. Eyes cast down or closed. And just check in. And we're going to come to our penultimate shape. We're going to take a supported twist. So quite a nice idea to have a bolster either side so that you don't have to move up in between sides. And we're going to come and lie all the way down on the mat. Have the knees bent up to the ceiling, feet flat on the floor. Arms could be wide or in goalposts. And if they're on sort of hard, cold floor, maybe put a blanket across the top of your mat so that there's some softness under the arms. And we're very simply going to drop the legs over to the left. And you want the outside of the thigh supported by the bolster, so you may need to adjust the position. And if it feels like there's a big gap in between the inner thighs, you could take a blanket, a rolled up blanket, and place that in between, just so there's a bit of softness there. So we're focusing on a gentle twist through the thoracic spine here, and the legs being supported so they're not having to hold any weight. So you can really let go, which means that the diaphragm softens, the belly softens, eyes closed, and the gaze could be straight up to the ceiling or looking to one side or the other. Really depends what's comfortable for you. And there's a feeling of that right hip sinking down to the floor. Shoulders softening into the earth. And can you get a sense of your body resting down, but that being met by a sense of being held, an almost upward lift of energy from the earth to hold you, to support you. And then we're going to move over to the other side. So if you've got supports either side, then just draw the knees back up to center and then gently drop them over to the other side. If you haven't and you need to move props, then bring yourself up, move the props, gently come down again. And take the knees over to the opposite side, the right. Last few moments in the twist. And then we're going to come out of the shape and set up for Shavasana. And we're going to have Yoga Nidra in Shavasana. So we're going to be laying down for a good length of time in the Shavasana. So socks, blankets, jumpers, maybe a support for the back of the head, bolster under the back of the knees if you're lying flat. But that may not work for you. You may prefer to lie on your side or even on your tummy as we did at the start. But take a little bit of time now to get set up into the most comfortable that you can be. Maybe a blanket spread out over your mat is nice as well. I'll give you a minute to get set up and then I'll start the Yoga Nidra. So when you're in position, let your body sink into the floor, get comfortable. Shift and move a little to let your body settle deeper into the ground. Take your time doing this so that you can feel settled. And be comforted that at this time, everything is okay. Nothing else matters right now. Everything is okay. Nowhere to go and nothing to do. Here to simply feel your body and listen. Don't worry or become agitated if you don't hear everything I say. It's natural to flow in and out of conscious hearing. The deepest part of you, your core self, is always listening. Whatever your experience this evening, this practice will still work. There's no way to do it wrong. Simply listen without trying too hard. You are in a safe environment, a protected space, a held space. Come into stillness now and remain still for deep rest and deep nourishment. Feel your natural breath. Feel the breath flowing through you. Allow your bones to become heavy. Feel your bones heavy and sinking into the earth. Release your bones, heavy and sinking down. Go deep inside now, deep inside to notice your heart's deepest longing. What does your heart desire? Create a sankalpa, an intention or affirmation based on your heart's longing. A positive statement in the present tense, as though it's already happening. For example, I flow through life with ease and peace. I am relaxed. Come up with your own intention or sankalpa, and then state it 3 times in the present tense, as though it's already happening. Allow your awareness now to travel through your body on a journey of sensation. Simply feel each part as it's mentioned, but without moving, remaining still. Welcome all sensation just as it is. Begin with the mouth. Feel your mouth. Feel sensation in your mouth. Feel your jaw, your lips, upper lip and lower lip. Notice where the lips touch. Feel the inside of your mouth, the roof, under the tongue, upper teeth and gums, lower teeth and gums, tongue, root of the tongue, center of the tongue, tip. Notice the sense of taste in your mouth. Feel the inner left cheek, the right inner cheek. Now feel all those parts together as a whole. Feel your mouth as sensation, as energy. Now turn your awareness to your nose. Notice the nostrils, left and right, both nostrils together. Notice the breath, the nasal passages. Follow these all the way back into your head. Become aware of your ears, right and left, both ears simultaneously. Feel the wrinkles and folds of the ears, the backs, the earlobes and the canals. Follow the ear canals into the inner ear. Notice your ears receiving sounds, listening. Feel your ears hearing. Feel your eyes, your left eye, your right eye, both eyes together. Notice your eyelids, your eyelashes. Notice where the eyelids touch. Become aware of the surface of the eyes, the centers and the backs. Feel your eyes now as energy, radiant glowing embers. Bring awareness to your crown, your forehead and face. Feel your whole head. Feel your neck, the back of the neck, the sides of the neck, your throat. Notice your right palm, your right thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Feel your whole hand alive with energy. Feel your wrist and forearm, elbow and upper arm, whole shoulder. Notice the notch at the base of your throat. Notice your left palm, your thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Feel your whole hand alive and filled with sensation. Feel your left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, whole shoulder. Notice the notch at the base of the throat. Become aware of the upper chest, the upper back, the shoulder blades. Feel your heart center. Notice your abdomen, the ribs on the back, and the solar plexus. Feel your belly, navel center, pelvis and hips. Feel your right hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, calf, ankle, foot, toes, sole of the foot, the whole of your right foot. Feel again the pelvis and take your focus to the left hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, foot, toes, sole of the left foot, the whole of the left foot. Notice both feet. Feel your root between your sitting bones, your navel center and solar plexus, heart center, throat center, mouth, third eye, the spot between your brows and your crown. Feel now the back body resting on the earth. Bring awareness to the whole of your back body as sensation and vibration. Feel now the front body. Feel the front body filled with radiant vibration. Now pour your awareness like liquid into the right side of your body. Feel the whole of your right side. Now pour your awareness like flowing sensation into the left side. Feel your left side. Feel your midline. Feel your body as a whole, a complete entity. Feel sensations throughout your whole body. Begin now to notice your breath, your natural breath as it flows through you. Feel the in-breath, note the out-breath. As you exhale, imagine a wave passing down through your body, carrying away tensions. As you inhale, a fresh wave flows upward through your whole body, bringing a sense of calm to every cell. Exhale, the wave flows down through your body, carrying away fears. Inhale, a fresh wave brings serenity. Exhale, the wave passes down, carrying away tensions. Inhale, the wave flows up, bringing a sense of calm. Exhale, the wave flows down, carrying away fears. Inhale, the fresh wave upwards brings serenity. Notice your natural breath as it flows through you. Now remember your heart's longing, the sankalpa you set at the beginning of our yoga nidra. Bring it back to mind and repeat it again 3 times as the present truth. 3 times in the present tense to yourself. Now notice your back body, the side of the body facing the earth. Feel all the places you touch the ground. Notice the front of your body facing skyward. Notice all the space surrounding you. Let your body expand wider into that space. Feel as if your edges are softening and melting. Notice your breath. Feel its rhythm and pace. We're now coming towards the end of our relaxation practice. But before we start to move, just sense your fingers and imagine them moving. And now begin to wiggle your fingers, feeling every sensation as you do so. Notice your toes and imagine what that will feel like to wiggle them. And then begin to wiggle your toes. Gently rock your head from side to side, slowly beginning the journey to wakefulness. Draw a deeper breath into your belly and into your chest. And when you're ready, rock slowly over onto your sides and rest in the fetal position. And then imagine that you are water. Press your palm into the floor and flow like a river up to a comfortable seated position. Lengthen your spine. And then take a long, slow breath in. And as you exhale the breath, imagine that you are filling with light. Gently bring your hands onto your face, let them rest there softly, and just notice how you feel right now in this moment. And then let the hands softly stroke down your face, your neck, and draw them together at heart center. Bow the head. We'll just take a few moments here with soft, slow, natural breath. And just allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, not trying to dampen anything down. These last few moments of our practice, can you get the sense that we're together, we're sharing a connection, we're sharing the beautiful restorative practice. And then gently raise your thumbs to your forehead. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. It's a real honor. Look after yourselves and have a good rest of the week. Namaste.